So we're a little bit further on with our dove now. Hopefully you've sewn all the way down this side and all the way down this side, and on the other side you have sewn to this tip here. So I'm just going to sew this last section and then show you how you finish off your little bird. So I'm just going to use that same back stitch again and just sew across this last piece here. And then after that we will turn it through that hole that we left in the middle. So nearly there, and then that same over at the end. And there we go. Over. And then just trim that off. And then I will show you this little bit then. So through this, if you turn it over, this is where you left the hole, and that's now where you can push through. And bring a little bird to life. You use a fluffy fabric like mine, you can just give it a little push into shape, and then just tease it out. And then just push into the corners with your finger. There we go. I have, you can just use any sort of little, you've got a pencil sometimes, or the end of a paintbrush. It's quite useful just to push to the corner like that, and then you've got your tail pushed out really nicely, and that essentially is your little bird. There it is. It's very cute. Now the next bit is obviously to put a little bit of stuffing in, and then you can choose, if you want to, you can put a little bit of wire in the tail if you want it to stick up. Sometimes I do it more when I'm doing the birds with feet, because I put the piece into the tail, and I can use the same piece for the legs, but I don't think the dove really needs it. I'll show you without. So when I'm putting in stuffing, I tend to use something like, if we've got old cushions, I think I've said this before, you can just use, I wash them, and then rather than throw them away, you can use the stuffing from inside. So I've got a little bit of stuffing to push in. Again, I tend to start with the head, and you can just get a feeling of how much you want to push in depending on how you want your bird to look. So I normally just put a very little bit into the tail, because I don't want too much in there, and most of it goes into the tummy and the head. So you can see how useful that little hole is. So there it is. I think I might just put a tiny little bit more in, and then I feel quite happy with that. But that bit is just personal choice. So there we go. Okay. And there's your little bird. Now I will show you on the next little video. If you want the finishing touches then are to put on the wings and the beak and add eyes and any embellishments. For the wings, so you've got your wing section here, and I tend to use two different fabrics. So for this little bird I've used one piece of furry fabric and then one piece of, this is an old cushion cover actually, it's a bit sparkly, so I've used that on the other side. So you sew them together the wrong way around, so right sides together, and this is how it looks when you turn it. So those will then, you can again choose how you want to attach them. If you want your bird to look as though it's sitting, resting, then you can have the wing this way around. I quite like with the little doves to have them looking as though they're flying, so then you can attach it this way around here. So that's personal choice, whether you want your dove to be resting or flying. Okay, have fun experimenting with bringing your bird to life.